Hello there. I'm Scotty. You're not. Okay, so as you might have been able to tell, I did not watch this movie or review it last night. I was going to, but it was got to me. Got late. But you know what? Screw it. I'm not tonight. So I reviewed it. Wasn't first thing, but I watched a few videos on YouTube. I made breakfast, and then I put in next movie. So this was one of two movies recommended to me by my friend Brandon. The other one being Dirty Grandpa, and they are both the reason why I now take his recommendations with a grain of salt. Because both of these movies, besides having that connection, also star Zac Efron, who I am a fan of ever since the High School Musical days. But I feel like he's fallen into that category of, like, he was making some decent stuff coming out of his Disney career. 17 again. That awkward moment is actually a pretty good underrated comedy drama. And he's gone on to do. He's now got back on track with the Iron King, whatever it was, the Iron Sheik. No, the Von Erich biofilm. I can't remember the name. He's gone back on track with that, but for a while there, I also didn't hate the Firestarter remake. I thought that was decent. Everybody hating on, oh, it's a piece of shit. No, it's not that bad. But he was in some shit for a while there, just throwing himself into roles just to have roles like this and Dirty Grandpa. And I think maybe the reception to these movies kind of was like, you know what, I need to change what I'm doing. Baywatch is another one you could throw into the fire of movies he was just doing to do movies. There are some actors that do that. They'll just do movies to take jobs. Nicolas Cage, Bruce Willis. Need I say more? Hey, they're making money and liking what they do. Bruce Willis unfortunately can no longer do that. Sad, of course. Nicolas Cage still out there doing stuff. And there's other actors too that'll throw themselves in the direct-to-video market that'll do whatever to make ends meet. Zac Efron is nowhere near that part in his career, but at least some of the stuff was theatrical. But this, and again, I like Adam Devine. I thought he was one of the more funnier moments of the movie, The Final Girls. And I've seen him in other stuff, and he's pretty funny. I mean, the guy is the voice of Pizza Steve on Uncle Grandpa, for God's sake. But that he and Zac Efron are trying to do stuff. Now, what is very obvious, especially when you watch the gag reel at the end of the film, is that ad-libbing was a major part of this movie. And there was parts where you could tell that they were ad-libbing stuff. And, like, ad-libbing is never bad. Sometimes some of the best moments in movies can work with ad-libbing, but it just, sometimes some actors need to be grounded. Jim Carrey is a great example of how ad-libbing can work to your betterment. Work towards the film. Will Ferrell is a big example of how it could work against the film, and how allowing some people, how some actors know when to stop with their ad-libbing, like Jim Carrey, and other actors, like Will Ferrell, cannot. And while they do a decent job of trying to keep within that, I don't know. Aubrey Plaza is an example of one of those who should always be tempered back. Like, she needs to be told, hey, hold back a little bit. Also, act. Show some emotion. Now, I said this back when I did my review for Child's Play 2019. I didn't, she was alright in that movie. She actually did a good job. Although she did come off as more of an older sister to me in that movie than a mom. Which, when she was announced as playing Karen Barkley, I went, no, she's not mom material. She's not even a mom in real life. She has no children. She's not mom material. You look at the original Karen, the original actress, right? She played a mom instead of him afterwards. She has that mom kind of feel to her. But this was that, and the way she acted was that she was like an older sister. And I've never cared for Aubrey Plaza because she always looks like she doesn't care. And again, this is basically the same kind of role. She acts like she doesn't care throughout this film. And it could be an act, sure, but hey, we're gonna go when you get high, I mean, I didn't, even when she's trying to apologize at the end of the film, hey, we're sorry, we fucked everything up. It's like, could you act like you care about what you're saying here? Because it just comes off like she doesn't care. Anna Kendrick, along with Zac Efron, are the two people who feel like they're actually giving a full performance here. The other two feel like they're only caring about ad-libbing, and everyone else is just sort of there. Sugar Lynn Beard, who you may know as Becky, or Hazard from The Flash, plays the younger sister who's getting married. See, the story here is that Mike and Dave are a lot out of control. Every time they go to a family event, they cause problems, havoc. So they're told by their dad, played by the great Stephen Root, he was good in this movie, but doesn't get much to do. And he's always been a funny, that's a minor fan of picking in a, and also he's very good on News Radio. News Radio, yeah. Dave! Yeah, I love Stephen Root, alright? But he doesn't get much to do in this movie. And, yeah. But the Jeannie, the younger sister, probably is like the one character where the writer said, okay, what all bad stuff can we do to this character? Because, like, she gets her face fucked up, and then she's put on ecstasy. She's running around butt-ass naked, and you see full frontal, by the way. They do a little patch thing in the front so you can't see the goods. And there's even a scene where Kumail Nanjiani is rubbing booty cheeks with her. I don't know what to think, like, and then there's a whole thing about, like, how her husband to be Eric is all mad because she technically cheated on him. And there's the question, there is a question there, like, technically nothing was inserted, there was no penetration, but she did get off somehow. She had an orgasm. I don't know how that would work. It's a tantric thing or something? I don't know how that works. That never happened to me, that's for sure. They go some weird directions with the sex stuff in this, like that, and then at the end they show something that, like, you can't possibly do, where, like, Adam Devine is the one laying down, and then, okay, so, not to get into specifics, you know how a guy lays a girl down, missionary position, right? Her legs are up, he goes for it. Well, they do that, but he's laying missionary position with his legs out, and how do you do that? That's not possible. That, if it is, it's gonna be very tight. You gotta not have a small one. I don't know how it works. It's so confusing. I don't know how that would work. And then he's like, well, this is different. And then she's like, oh, I'm done, and walks off. And it's like, we get it. I get it. It's supposed to be like what a guy would do, right? Guy gets done, walks off, doesn't let her finish, but, like, isn't the whole point both finished? Like, I don't know. Now he's gonna have to rub one out to finish up, because you can't just leave it. Trust me, you can't. It feels weird if you, like, in the middle of something and stop, but it's already gotten going, so you gotta finish it. So he's gonna have to finish it somehow. I don't know. But anyway, out of that sex talk, I'm trying to be as vague with it as I can because I don't want to, But anyway, my stuff's not for kids anyway. But anyway, like, Yeah, the dog, like the whole scene, she's all oiled up and the booty cheeks rubbing, and I'm just like, and I feel bad for like, well, each of them get to see her like this because like it's Mike, it's Adam Devine walks in, and he's like, oh, God, and then later when Zac Efron finds her and Anna Kendrick, by the way, Anna Kendrick, too good to be nude apparently because she's all covered up the whole time. Unless I missed it. If I missed it, then I have to rewind. But just because I want to know if I missed it. Not because I want to. Anyway, but like, she's covered up, and then she's like, Gene's standing there full frontal. He's like, oh, God. And yeah, you don't want to see your sister butt naked. There was one time back when I was still living with my family, my sister, and everything. She's a teenager and everything. And she came down and she had like regular shorts on, but she was wearing a sports bra. I know it's like I've seen her in bikinis or whatever, but I don't want to. I just don't. It's different. It's you don't want to. Seeing your sister in her swimsuit is different than seeing your sister in her bra and panties. You don't want to see that. I mean, I don't know. No. Right? So she comes down in her sports bra, which people say, oh, it's just basically a tank top. But the word bra is in the name, so to me, no. She comes down like, oh. She's like, what? No, I don't want to. She's like, it's a sports bra. It's basically a tank top. Like a cut-off tank top. Sure. Fine. But it's your sister. You don't want to see that, right? So I really feel for Dave when he sees her butt ass naked. I wouldn't want to. No. No. Mm-mm. No. 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 You don't want to see that. It's like seeing your mom in her underwear. You don't want that. No. Just no. Just no. Just no. So I feel for him. I do. No, I haven't seen my mom in her underwear. Let's not go there. But like it's, you know what I mean? They try to they instead of like trying to, they cross the line instead of trying to like thin line. They cross the line. I'm surprised any of this got greenlit. Like during the gag reel, they say dick a couple times. I'm like, what, is that too much for Fox? Saying dick a couple times is too much, but oh, this stuff is fine to throw in theaters. Really? Booty cheek rubbing and full frontal. And this is not even like unrated or anything. This is the theatrical cut that was shown in theaters. This feels like stuff you would get the early to mid 2000s movies, comedies where they get unrated cuts. This is the stuff you would see, like the American Pie Presents or something, or the Harold and Kumar, or not Harold and Kumar, the Van Wilder direct-to-video sequels, stuff like that you can't see in theaters. Road Trip 2. But no, they not that I'm complaining, because like I like the comedies like that, but the first time I watched it, I'm like, this went in, if they allowed this in theaters, it's played in theaters. It's just like, really. But beyond all that, the characters are intolerable. Like, the whole thing is that Mike and Dave are trying to get redemption because of all the problems they did. So they're trying to get respectable girls. That's the whole story. Is that the dad says they have to get nice girls. Well, turns out the girls are just like them, and they just wanted a vacation. And the romance stuff, they're supposed to be like love interests as well, like the whole rom-com situation stuff, doesn't work. Because, like, there's really no chemistry between Adam Devine and Aubrey Plaza. Nothing. Even when they're trying to do something, there's still nothing. There's a subplot where they have a bisexual cousin who's basically bribes her to diddly do. That like, hey, if you diddly do me down there, I'll give you 2 tickets to Rihanna. And there have been famous actors who have been canceled for stuff like that. This was 2016. There are people who have gotten fired from jobs for stuff like that. Harvey Weinstein. So, yeah, to see it thrown up there as a joke. Haha, look, she's really doing her for tickets to Rihanna. Yeah, that's not really funny. The hell are they doing? Jumping jacks, 10-mile run up there in the apartment? Stop pounding! Jesus. Seriously? Maybe get the broom out. I'd do it. Anyway. Checking. Yeah, and like the whole thing where they come around at the end is supposed to be redeemed and all that. Oh, they make up to their sister and her future husband after some weird argument over whose fault it was. It's all their faults, by the way. And I was like, shut the fuck up. And then the Eric, the husband, he's like, shut the fuck up, all of you. I'm like, thank you. Like I called it before he did it, and then just like they decided they're gonna fix this wedding. So they got a venue because they made a whole thing about selling alcohol at the beginning of this, which is only at the beginning. They mentioned it in passing. They were going to alcohol business, and then it comes back at the end to help them get the venue. Set it up. Mike, for some reason, becomes an ordained minister, and now I'm not trying to say anything bad about online ministry. But I don't think those things. I think those things are about as legal as a handshake when it comes to, hey, you know what? You're a priest. That doesn't count. Like, you do a few things online, boom, I am ordained minister. No, you should have to go to school for that. You should have to go to classes and be taught for that. You shouldn't be able to just go online and go, bing, I'm ordained. That cannot be legal or binding. I could see maybe it's for show. Like they had Joey marry 2 couples on the show of Friends, right? He married Monica and Chandler, and then he married Phoebe and Mike. By the way, Joey and Phoebe should end up together. Just saying. Although I guess they want all the friends to end up together as couples, but still. Or anyway, no. If anything, she should end up with Hank Azaria's character, that guy. David. She should end up with David. But no, it's because they like the character of Mike so much that he stayed. Or they like Paul Rudd. Paul Rudd's a great guy. She still should end up with David. There was a story there. Right? Like there's some people, not me, that also think Monica should have been with Richard. And no, he's old. He's old enough to be her dad. That's gross. But like, anyway, back to this. Like, the ordained ministry stuff over the internet. Bing, you're ordained. No, that cannot be legally binding. No, there's no way. I could see it's for show and tell. For show, hey, look, I am marrying you to, and then they go to like a city hall and get the official thing signed. Do an actual legal ceremony there at the town hall or something. I'm just saying, there's no way that can be legally binding, but that's what happens. And just when you think, okay, everything's turned around, like Dave says he's leaving the family business, and he and Alice sort of get together, and then but Mike and Tatiana don't get together, and that's fine. They didn't have any chemistry anyway. That scene I said at the end, but like. They're going to be business partners, and he's like, but maybe more. And she's like, hey, keep it in your pants. I'm like, yeah, I like that, because they had no chemistry, so it's fine. And then they show them doing it, and I'm like, okay. But the way it's portrayed, like she's just using it for sex, that works, I guess. You shouldn't do that, but I guess that works, because they have no chemistry. They have no chemistry at all. But yeah. There's also the whole thing with Eric, the husband. There's a whole thing where she's having second thoughts because she thinks he's boring. And like she wanted to go on a hot air balloon ride, but he's afraid of heights, so he vetoed it. And I'm with you on that, man. Like, why would you want to go up in the air balloon? But also, I'm also with him on the fact that he actually went through with it and got the air balloon tickets because, you know what, sounds gay. If it's for someone you love, then do it. I know I just said it, you know what, twice, but Sasuke, I don't care because I I would do it too. And I am afraid of heights. Like you put a blindfold on me or something, or like I think I would have to sit in the basket so I cannot see over the edge because I don't think I'd be able to do it otherwise. But I would do it for someone I loved. Right? Not like a brother or sister or even my mom. I mean, like, the woman I'm going to marry, spend the rest of my life with, who's going to have my children, I would do that. I would sit up there and down in the basket and just kind of talk to them. Also, we would have to have someone up there, a specialist, to help run the thing because I wouldn't be able to do it, you know. And even if she knew how to do it, you know, how are we gonna spend time? She's just going the whole time. How are we gonna, you know? Yeah, I'd do it. I wouldn't be able to look over the edge. I'd sit down in the biscuit. You know, like when I was a kid at Adventureland, and there's a pirate ship to go like this. I had to get all the way down underneath the thing so I didn't see over the edge. Because I don't know like heights. I can't even do. I went to Valley Fair. I did the wild thing, and I did like a couple of them, like a flume or something. But like my mom wanted to go on a power tower, and then the corkscrew, no. I would go up and down, but I would not go upside down. Hell no. As soon as she said, "Well, it goes upside down," I'm like, nope. You're not gonna fall out with centrifugal force. I know that. I watched the Disney Imagineers. Okay, I know the centrifugal force will not let you fall out, but I'm still not doing that shit. Okay, I can go up and I can go down, but upside down is a no-no for Scotty. All right. I'm just saying the heights thing. You know, it's not a deal breaker, but there are gonna be some conditions. You know, asterisks up there. Like, hey, I'll go up in the air balloon, but I'm going down, and I'm not gonna be able to look over the edge because you know. Sasuke, there's no way. And also, we're gonna have to have someone else who's on that thing because I'm not going near the fire. Fire is worse than heights for me. I'm deathly afraid of fire. There's no way. You know, no way. But yeah. So. Yeah, overall, Mike and Dave Need Wedding Dates is... I'll give it a middle of the road. There's some funny moments that I get a laugh from me every once in a while, but am I going to go back to it? No. But should I tell you it's not worth your time? No, check it out. Just check it out. I should check out all movies, but there's some that just you don't want to. But yeah, it's a middle of the road. I'll give it a low middle of the road. Let's go ahead and pick the next one, shall we? Again, I'm going to try to read it on the screen. This also helps because then I can't. It's upside down. It's an M, right? Or is it the other way around? It's upside down. You know how I was talking about how Zac Efron was just throwing himself into any comedy shit role? Well, looks like the next movie I'm doing is Neighbors. God damn son of